Dad perfect events. I inherited an abandoned beach cabin from my wife, but when I walked in, I stopped breathing at what I saw. My name's Eugene Miller, I'm 55, and I never thought my own son would look at me with such disgust. Standing in the living room I'd called home for 30 years, I watched Bradley rifle through Helen's will like he was counting lottery tickets. His face twisted into something I barely recognized when he reached the part about the properties. A beach cabin? His voice cracked with disbelief. Dad gets some rotting shack on the coast, and I get the villa in Italy. He let out a harsh laugh. Well, that's just perfect. Even in death, Mom knew who deserved what. I kept my mouth shut. What was the point? Helen had made her choices, and apparently I wasn't worth much in her final accounting. The lawyer, Mr. Thompson, cleared his throat from behind his desk. He'd known our family for 15 years, watched Bradley grow from a spoiled teenager into a spoiled adult. Your mother left very specific instructions, Thompson said carefully. The cabin property is fully paid off, Eugene. No mortgages, no liens. Bradley snorted. Great. Dad can live with the rats and seagulls. He turned to me with cold eyes. Hope you like the smell of low tide. I'm a retired construction engineer. I've built bridges, managed million-dollar projects, solved problems most people can't even understand. But watching my son dismiss me like garbage, that hit harder than any structural failure I'd ever faced. Thompson slid keys across the desk. The cabin is at 127 Driftwood Lane, Clearwater Beach. It's been unoccupied for some time. Unoccupied? Bradley laughed. That's a nice way of saying abandoned. I pocketed the keys without looking at them. The metal felt cold. How long has it been empty? Thompson hesitated. I'm not entirely sure. Mrs. Miller was very private about that property. Bradley was already gathering his paperwork. Well, this has been fun, but I have a flight to catch. The villa needs appraising. He paused at the door. You should probably pack your things, Dad. I'm putting the house on the market next week. The words hit like a sledgehammer. This is my house too, Bradley. Not anymore. His smile was razor sharp. Mom left it to me along with everything else that matters. You've got 48 hours. That night, I sat surrounded by boxes. Bradley hadn't wasted time hiring movers. They'd take everything Helen had cared about. The good china, antique furniture, even family photos. I picked up our wedding picture. Helen in her white dress, me in my rented tux, both grinning like we'd won the lottery. When had that changed? When had I become someone she could discard so easily? The next morning, I loaded my pickup with what was truly mine. Not much after 30 years. Clothes, tools, some books Helen never cared about. The movers barely acknowledged me as they carried out my life. By noon, I was sitting in my driveway, engine running, looking at the house where I'd expected to grow old. The drive to Clearwater Beach took 2 hours. I'd never been to this part of the coast, never even known Helen owned property here. How long had she kept this secret? And why give it to me if it was as worthless as Bradley seemed to think? Driftwood Lane was a narrow sandy road that dead-ended at the beach. The houses were mixed. Some looked like million-dollar getaways, others abandoned for years. Number 127 was definitely in the second category. I parked in what might have been a driveway once. Now, it was sand and weeds. The cabin looked like it had been fighting a losing battle against salt air for decades. Blue paint faded and peeling, front porch sagging, several windows boarded up. But as I sat there, something nagged at me. Helen had been many things, cold, distant, sometimes cruel in her quiet way. But she wasn't stupid. She'd managed our finances carefully, never made decisions without considering all angles. Why hold on to a worthless property for years? So, grabbed my toolbox and walked to the front door. The key Thompson gave me was old and tarnished, but it turned smoothly. Too smoothly for a door that hadn't been opened in years. The door swung open with barely a creak. That's when I realized this wasn't going to be what I expected at all. The first thing that hit me wasn't the smell of decay I'd expected. It was lavender, faint but definitely there, like someone had been burning scented candles recently. The inside was nothing like the outside suggested. Yes, the furniture was old, but it was clean, dust-free. A soft blue throw blanket draped over a faded couch. Fresh flowers in a mason jar on the coffee table. Someone had been living here. I set my toolbox down carefully. The hardwood floors creaked, but were swept clean. Through the small kitchen, I could see dishes in the drying rack. 2 plates, 2 cups, silverware arranged neatly on a dish towel. Who had Helen allowed to live in her secret property? And why hadn't Thompson? Don't mention it. The refrigerator hummed quietly. When I opened it, I found it nearly empty but plugged in. Milk expired 3 days ago, leftover soup in a container, medications lined up on the top shelf. Medications with a name I didn't recognize. Carol Martinez. Prescriptions dated last week, this address listed as primary residence. The living room had more clues, mail stacked on the side table, mostly bills and medical correspondence, all addressed to Carol Martinez at 127 Driftwood Lane. But mixed in were envelopes addressed to Helen Miller, same address. My hands shook picking up one of Helen's letters, from her oncologist, dated 2 months before she died. An appointment confirmation for a consultation she'd never told me about? Helen had been coming here regularly. A photo album sat on the coffee table. I opened it with trembling fingers. The first page stopped my heart. Helen was smiling, really smiling, in a way I hadn't seen in years. She was sitting on the beach outside, this cabin, her arm around a young woman with dark hair and kind eyes. They looked comfortable together, happy. I flipped through more pages. Helen and this woman, cooking together, walking on the beach, sitting on the porch, reading. In every photo, Helen looked relaxed, peaceful, the way she used to look when we first met. There were photos of the woman alone, too. She appeared to be in her late 20s, with a gentle face and careful movements. In several pictures, she was using a walker or sitting in a wheelchair, medical equipment visible in the background. Helen had been caring for someone. This person was clearly dealing with health issues, and my wife had been helping her. But why keep it secret? I heard footsteps on the porch. The front door handle turned, and I watched as a key slid into the lock from outside. Someone else had a key to this place. The door opened, and the woman from the photographs stepped inside. She was smaller than she'd appeared in pictures, moving carefully, with forearm crutches. Her dark hair was pulled back, and she wore scrubs like she'd just come from a medical appointment. She didn't see me at first. "Helen," she called softly. "I got those crackers you wanted. The doctor said your appetite might—" She looked up and saw me sitting on her couch. We stared at each other for a long moment. Her face went through several expressions: surprise, confusion, then something that looked like recognition. "You're Eugene," she said finally. It wasn't a question. I nodded, not trusting my voice. How did she know who I was? She set down her groceries and moved to the chair across from me, settling carefully. "Helen said you might come here eventually." She? But I already knew the answer. "Your wife." The woman's voice was gentle. "She talked about you all the time." I found my voice. "I don't understand." "Who are you? Why were you living with my wife?" She smiled sadly. "I wasn't living with her. She was visiting me." "This is my home, Eugene. Helen bought it for me 4 years ago." The room spun. Helen had bought property for a stranger. That's impossible. We never had that kind of money. She used her inheritance from her mother. The money she told you she'd donated to charity. Carol's expression was kind but firm. She wanted you to know the truth eventually, but she was scared. Scared of what? Carol reached for a manila envelope on the side table, scared of how you'd react when you learned I was her daughter. The words hit like a physical blow. I gripped the chair arms, feeling the world tilt. That's impossible. Helen never had children before, Bradley. Yes, she did. Carol opened the envelope and pulled out a birth certificate. She had me when she was 17. She gave me up for adoption because her parents threatened to disown her if she kept me. I stared at the document. Carol Martinez, born Carol Helen Miller. Mother, Helen Marie Miller. Father, unknown. She found me 4 years ago, Carol continued. Hired a private investigator. She'd been looking for me for decades. When she learned I had muscular dystrophy and was struggling financially, she decided to help. My mind reeled. Helen had a daughter she'd given up and then found again. A daughter she'd hidden from me for 4 years, including the 2 years when her cancer returned. Why didn't she tell me? Carol's expression grew sadder. Because of Bradley. She was afraid he'd make things difficult for me. And because she was ashamed of giving me up, of lying to you about the money, of keeping secrets. She said you were a good man, who deserved better than a wife who'd spent their marriage living with lies. I looked around the cabin again, seeing it differently. This wasn't Helen's secret hideaway. This was where she'd come to be a mother to the daughter she'd lost, to make up for 32 years of absence. "She left something for you," Carol said. "Made me promise to give it to you if you ever came here." She reached behind the couch and pulled out a wooden box I'd made in high school shop class. I'd given it to Helen when we started dating, hadn't seen it in years. I'd assumed she'd thrown it away. "She kept it all these years," Carol said softly. "She said it was the most precious thing she owned because you made it for her when you still believed in forever." Inside were letters, dozens of them, all addressed to me in Helen's careful handwriting. The top one was dated 2 weeks before she died, at 49. My hands shook as I unfolded it. "My dearest Eugene, if you're reading this, then you've met Carol and you know the truth I was too cowardly to tell you while I was alive. I have so much to explain, so much to apologize for. But first, you need to know about Bradley." I looked up at Carol. "What about Bradley?" "Keep reading," she said gently. "Bradley is in serious financial trouble, though he doesn't know the full extent yet. 3 months ago, he took out a massive loan against the villa using forged documents that made it appear I had co-signed. He owes $850,000 to a private lending company, and the payment was due last week. $850,000. I read the number again. The villa wasn't worth enough to cover what he owed. The villa isn't worth enough to cover what he owes. When the lenders discover the fraud, Bradley will face criminal charges. I found out when the bank called me to verify the loan. That's when I hired a private investigator to dig deeper. I set the letter down. Bradley had committed fraud. My son was a criminal, and Helen had known before she died. Carol cleared her throat. "There's more about the medical treatments." I picked up the letter again. "I've been coming to the cabin not just to spend time with Carol, but because I've been receiving experimental cancer treatment at the medical center here. The cancer came back 2 years ago, more aggressive than before. I didn't tell you because I couldn't bear to watch you go through that pain again." Tears filled my eyes. Helen had been fighting cancer alone. While I thought she was getting better, she was dying and facing it by herself. "She didn't want you to see her suffer," Carol said quietly. "She said you'd been through enough the first time." I remembered those days from her first bout with cancer 15 years earlier. The chemotherapy, watching her lose her hair, holding her while she cried. It had been the hardest thing we'd ever faced, but we'd faced it together. She should have told me. She wanted to. Every day she wanted to. But Bradley kept demanding more of her attention, and she was so tired. I continued reading. Carol has muscular dystrophy that requires constant medical care. Her insurance doesn't cover everything, and she can't work full-time. I've been helping with her medical expenses and arranged for her to receive a significant inheritance when I die. While Bradley was stealing from us, Helen was using our money to care for the daughter she'd never stopped loving. Eugene, I need you to know that every penny I spent on Carol came from my mother's inheritance, money that was mine to use. I never touched our joint accounts or your retirement savings, but Bradley has. My hands clenched. How much? Carol reached for another folder. $70,000 from your retirement account, $27,000 from your savings, small amounts each time, probably hoping you wouldn't notice. $97,000, money I'd saved for decades, money I'd planned to live on when I could no longer work. Bradley had stolen it all while looking me in the eye. I pulled out bank statements with shaking hands, transaction after transaction, all with my signature, but not my handwriting. Bradley had been practicing my signature for months. The villa he'd inherited wasn't just mortgaged. It was mortgaged to pay gambling debts. The private lending company he owed money to wasn't the kind that accepted payment plans. They were the kind that broke kneecaps. I found another letter, shorter. Eugene, I know this is overwhelming, but you need to understand something. Important. The cabin isn't the worthless property Bradley thinks it is. The entire coastal area is being rezoned for commercial development. The state is buying out all property owners to build a new marine research facility. Carol's cabin is worth approximately $1.4 million, and the sale is scheduled to close next month. $1.4 million. I read it again to make sure I wasn't seeing things. Carol nodded when she saw my expression. Helen arranged it so I would get $900,000, enough to secure my medical care for life. The remaining $500,000 goes to you. Why didn't she just tell me? Because she wanted to make sure Bradley couldn't manipulate you into giving him the money. She knew that if you found out while she was alive, you'd feel obligated to save him from his debts. This way, the money is protected. As if summoned by our conversation, my phone rang. Bradley's name on the screen. Carol nodded encouragingly. Answer it, but don't tell him anything yet. Helen wanted you to see how he reacts when he thinks you have nothing. I swiped to answer. Hello, Bradley. Dad, thank God. His voice was strained, panicked. I need to talk to you. There's been a mistake with the villa, some kind of paperwork issue. What kind of mistake? Some company called Apex Financial is claiming I owe them money I never borrowed. They're saying I signed some contract, but I never signed anything. Someone must have forged my signature. The irony wasn't lost on me. Bradley, who'd spent months forging my signature, was now claiming someone had forged his. That's a lot of money you're talking about. $850,000. Dad, they're threatening to take the villa, and without that, his voice broke. These people, they're talking about more than just taking property. What kind of people? The kind that don't forgive debts. Dad, I'm scared. These people are going to kill me if I don't pay them. Despite everything, I felt a flicker of sympathy. He was terrified, and he was still the boy I'd raised. But Helen's letters had prepared me for this moment. Come to the cabin tonight. Come alone, and be prepared to tell the truth about everything. If you do that, there might be a way to help you. Dad, thank you. Thank God. Don't thank me yet. Just come here. And Bradley, bring the original loan documents. All of them. I hung up and turned to Carol. Think he'll actually come? Oh, he'll come. And when he does, he's going to learn just how much his mother really knew about him. Bradley arrived just after sunset, his BMW looking completely out of place on the sandy road. I watched from the kitchen window as he sat in his car for several minutes, probably trying to gather courage. Carol had retreated to her bedroom to give us privacy, but I knew she was listening. When Bradley finally knocked, I let him wait. Helen's final letter had been specific about this moment. Let him stew. Let him realize he's completely dependent on your mercy. I opened the door to find my son looking like he hadn't slept in days. His usually perfect hair was disheveled, expensive shirt wrinkled, dark circles under his eyes. Dad. He stepped inside, looking around with barely concealed disgust. This place is smaller than I expected. He noticed the photo album on the coffee table, still open to pictures of Helen and Carol. Who's that woman with Mom? Someone your mother cared about very much. Sit down, Bradley. We have a lot to talk about. He took the chair across from me, clutching a manila folder against his chest like armor. Dad, I brought the loan documents like you asked, but I want you to know I had nothing to do with whatever Mom signed. I opened Helen's wooden box and pulled out the investigator's report. Let's start with something simpler. My retirement account. Can you explain these withdrawals? I slid the bank statements across the table. Bradley's face went white, recognizing his own forged signatures. I can explain that. I borrowed some money. I was going to pay it back. $97,000? You were going to pay back $97,000 that you stole using forged signatures. His face flushed. You would never have given it to me if I'd asked. You're absolutely right, because I knew you'd gamble it away. He stopped himself, realizing he'd just confirmed what I already knew. How did I know about your gambling problem? Your mother hired a very thorough investigator. I pulled out photos of him at various casinos. Would you like to see the photos from last month when you were supposed to be planning her funeral? Bradley slumped forward. Dad, I'm sick. Gambling addiction is a real disease. I know it is. But using it as an excuse to steal from your family isn't treatment. He looked up with tears in his eyes. For a moment, I felt the old paternal protectiveness. But Helen's letters had prepared me for this too. Tell me about the villa loan, I said. Bradley opened his folder. It's all a misunderstanding. Someone forged Mom's signature on co-signer documents. I pulled out investigator photos, clear images of Bradley at a Miami bank signing documents, presenting ID for both himself and Helen. This is you at First National Bank 3 months ago. The bank teller remembers you. You told her your mother was too ill to travel, but had given you power of attorney. Bradley stared at the images, mouth opening and closing. Bradley, stop lying. Your mother is dead. I'm the only family you have left who might help you, and you're still lying to me. Something in my tone got through because his shoulders sagged. I needed the money. The people I owed weren't going to wait. So you decided to hurt your mother instead. She was dying anyway. The words exploded out, shocking us both. The cancer was back. The doctor said maybe 6 months. I figured what was the point of saving money for a future she wouldn't live to see. Ice water flooded my veins. You knew about the cancer. Of course I knew. I saw the medical bills. And I used that knowledge to justify stealing from her. I leaned back, finally understanding the full scope of my son's selfishness. But the villa isn't worth what you owed, is it? Bradley's face crumpled. The market crashed in that region. Environmental issues with the water supply. The property is barely worth $400,000 now, so you're short about $450,000, plus interest. What's your plan? That's what I need to talk to you about. Dad, these people are going to kill me if I don't pay them. So, you want me to pay them instead? I want us to work together, pool our resources. I almost laughed. Bradley, your mother left instructions for exactly this situation. What instructions? I reached into the wooden box for Helen's final letter. Would you like me to read it out loud? He nodded, face pale. My dearest Eugene, by the time you read this, Bradley will be desperate. The loan will be overdue. The villa will be worthless. And he'll come to you begging for help. He'll cry. He'll promise to change. Don't believe him. Bradley jerked. Like I'd slapped him. Your mother continues. Bradley has been stealing from us for over 2 years. Not just recent thefts, but smaller amounts going back to when his gambling problem started. He's taken approximately $130,000 total. I pulled out more bank records. $137,426. She was off by about $7,000. Bradley stared at the records, breathing shallow. But here's the part that really hurt her. I continued reading. Bradley told me last month he wished I would hurry up and die so he could inherit everything. He said caring for a sick old woman was becoming inconvenient. I never said that. You said it in the hospital parking lot after her chemotherapy appointment. She heard every word. The room fell silent except for waves outside and Bradley's ragged breathing. Your mother spent her final weeks making sure you couldn't destroy what was left of our family, and she made provisions for what happens next. What kind of provisions? I called out. Carol, could you join us, please? The bedroom door opened and Carol emerged with her crutches. Bradley watched with growing confusion. Bradley, I said, meet your sister. The shock on his face was complete. That's impossible. Mom never had another child. Carol settled into the chair beside me. Yes, she did. She had me when she was 17, gave me up for adoption because her parents threatened to disown her. I handed Bradley the legal document. This is your mother's final gift, a way out of the mess you created. As he read, his expression shifted from hope to confusion to relief. She paid off my debts. She arranged for them to be paid off with conditions. She liquidated her life insurance, jewelry, and investments. She raised exactly $1.1 million, but the money doesn't go to you. It goes into a trust administered by her lawyer. The debts will be paid directly to creditors. What about the rest? My share of the property? This was the hardest part. You don't get a share. Carol gets $900,000 for her medical care. I get $500,000. You get your life. I get nothing. You get to keep living. That's more than you deserved. For minutes, none of us spoke. Bradley sat with his head in his hands, finally understanding the consequences. There is one more thing, I said. Your mother arranged for you to enter a gambling addiction treatment program, residential facility in Colorado. If you complete it and demonstrate real change, the trust will provide a small monthly allowance. For how long? As long as you stay clean. The moment you place another bet, the allowance stops permanently. What if I refuse treatment? Then the debts remain unpaid, and you take your chances with Apex Financial. He was quiet, staring out at the Gulf. When he finally spoke, his voice was barely a whisper. I really hurt her, didn't I? Carol nodded sadly. She cried a lot those last weeks, not from cancer, from heartbreak. Bradley broke down then, sobbing like the scared little boy he'd once been. I'm so sorry, Dad. I'm sorry for everything. I felt the old instinct to comfort him, but I stayed in my chair. This was his rock bottom. Being sorry doesn't fix what you broke, son. You have to earn forgiveness through action, not words. 3 months later, I was standing where I'd first met Carol, but everything looked different. The state had purchased the property. Carol found a beautiful, accessible home 20 minutes inland. I bought a small house 2 blocks away. Bradley had stayed in treatment. I got weekly reports. Progress was slow but real. He'd completed the first phase and was working in the facility's kitchen. Carol had started college classes online, working toward a degree in social work. As for me, I was learning to be happy again. I had a daughter who genuinely enjoyed my company, a future that belonged to me alone, and knowledge that Helen had loved me enough to orchestrate this elaborate plan for my happiness. Helen had orchestrated one final act of love, saving her son's life, protecting her husband's future, and ensuring her daughter's security. She'd taken all the broken pieces of our family and arranged them into something that could heal. It wasn't the family I'd expected, but it was the one I needed. And for the first time in years, I was exactly where I belonged.